everybody, thank you for joining me today. Today I am sharing my June bullet journal setup for 2022. My theme is cacti. It's actually my first time ever doing a cactus theme in my notebook, so I was super excited. It actually started with the pots, and then I decided to add the cacti since it felt like it kind of matched better. And I used Peggy Dean's botanical line drawing, or Pigeon Letter's botanical line drawing notebook for some of my cacti. So that was a lot of fun to play in that notebook. I am using Art Philosophy gouache paint and my Pigeon Letter's round brushes in sizes 2 and 6. And I'm just mixing my paints together. I end up, if you want me to talk more about mixing colors when it comes to paints, let me know. I don't want to get too much into it, especially if you're not interested, but I have found it very calming to do. So that's why you've seen me mixing paint in a lot of my videos, because I've just come to enjoy it. And here's an example of where you see me adding a little bit of black to get a different tone of the green that I'm using. I'll add a bit more black into this. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I guess I always say that. If you read my blog post, you'll see that I've been struggling a lot lately creatively, and you're kind of going to see that reflected in this setup. Normally I like to be super extra or bright and colorful. This month it's a lot more muted. The colors are more muted. It's simpler ideas. So I still do the pull tabs, which I know is extra for a lot of people, but this is actually a very, very simple pull tab that you see me put together here. And yeah, I just haven't really been feeling the whole creativity side right now. So basically, I just went back to my tested and true bullet journal layouts, and I just kind of kept the decorating to a minimum. So for example, instead of drawing the elements myself, I used the stickers that I drew in the first place. These stickers are available for free download to my From Blank to Brilliant email subscribers, so you can go check that out. I will also be making these downloadables available to my Patreon subscribers as well. So if you wanted to go check out what that was about, it's about creative journaling and lettering and doodling and different techniques that you can incorporate into your journal. Funnily enough, I'm still super excited about that. I'm super excited to share the creativity stuff. I'm just not excited to do it myself, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just a passing phase. We all go through it. And whenever I find myself in this kind of a mindset, I tend to go simpler, which you'll see after I set up my cover page. You will see my lighting change as the video goes on. I filmed this over 2 days. So the one day was super sunny, the next day was super overcast. And as I'm filming this voiceover, it's actually snowing. So pretty bummed, but that's okay. It'll be summer soon. So as I'm talking about snow, it's actually storming, and we just lost power for a little bit. So I am back to filming this. The lighting is a bit odd right now. I ended up turning my desk to the other side of the room back in the fall. So I had no idea this is what the lighting did in the spring/summer. So I'll definitely be adapting for that. But I was going to talk about my pull tabs. So these are super simple pull tabs. I cut them to size, and what you want to do is at the end of the pull tab, you want to leave arms so that they don't pull out of the pull tab, or sorry, out of the slot, which you'll see me do later. I decided to do some lettering, believe in yourself. I know that's kind of cheesy, but it's what I need to hear right now. And then I did faux calligraphy for June. And I made another fun little element, which you will see when I'm done setting up this page. As I went and I created my pull tabs, I wrote down where I wanted to put glue. I find this to be super helpful so that I don't end up gluing something I'm not supposed to. I initially went in with the tape runner and decided to go in with the double-sided tape instead, because I was able to get closer to the lines so that the pull tabs stay in place. On the right hand side, you see their tabs for the pull tabs, and that is to make sure that they don't pull out of the slot. I also end up putting glue, as you can see now, on the edges, so that's where the glue catches, and that's how you keep your pull tab in place. This was possibly the most nerve-wracking part, was gluing everything together and making sure I didn't glue anything over top of anything else. So succeeded, it was all good. The bottom tab got a little stuck, but not enough to completely ruin it, so I was fine with that. I then went in and added a second coat to the flower just so that you couldn't see the cactus underneath. And then I went in with the Tombow Mono drawing pen in size 5. And I just did the outlines, and the pen is actually drying, so adding the thorns, it was a great effect. I loved how the thorns end up looking spikier because of the way the pen fades once I've created the thorns. And then I'm adding the kind of funky, cool, creepy face element to the pot. When I first designed these, I thought they were really cool and they looked really good. And now I'm like, kind of looks creepy, but it is what it is. And I'm going with it, and I do enjoy it. So in order to hide the pull tabs, I colored them in to make it look like tabs along a page. And I thought it was a nice, fun element to kind of create more visual interest and balance the two pages out. When you see me stick my dashboard down, you'll see what I mean by balancing it out. And overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I used the color Rust, which is from the Plant-Based Bride acrylograph collection. It's a little redder than I thought it would be, but that's okay because, as I said, once I put my dashboard down, that kind of hides it. And then I had a mistake that I covered with a white acrylograph, which saved the day. So that's the layout, my lettering layout that I made. And yeah, it just ends up looking really balanced and really together, which I was happy about and going for. And there's my little Have a Fan Cactus month. Cheeky little pull out. I mean, you could use that pull out for anything. I don't know, I don't have very many secrets anymore or right now. So you can hide your secrets there or whatever the case may be. And so this is my calendar page. So for this month, I decided to do a horizontal calendar page, and I ended up putting my goals, priorities, and notes page on the other side. I'm excited to use it and see how it goes. And for my lettering, I did a weighted letters, and I colored them in with the acrylographs first, so that when I went over it with pen, I didn't have to keep going back and forth with the acrylograph. Normally I'd write with the pen and then color with the acrylograph, but if the acrylograph covers part of the line, you have to redo the line. If you haven't fallen asleep through that sentence, that was my thinking there. For the June lettering, I actually used one of the calligraphs. I absolutely love the calligraphs. I wish they had them in more colors. They know I wish I had them in more colors. And they are slowly releasing more colors. So they are really an amazing pen. They're smaller than the Tombow dual brush pens. And then they're a little bit bigger than the Fudonosuke's, and it's all in one pen, and it's amazing. I highly recommend those pens, and not just because I'm an affiliate, but also just because I love those pens. I added these lines with a calligraph again, and I actually didn't like it. Me lifting the book like that is deciding whether or not I should glue something over it. But for the interest in time, I just had to push through and get over it. I ended up putting a quote on the calendar that said thorny but beautiful, just for fun. And so this is my trackers and notes pages. I'm using that same lettering technique, and I just colored in the thicker parts of the letters with my sage acrylograph, and I went in with my black acrylograph over top. And I was feeling super lazy to draw my habit tracker boxes. Normally I will pre-draw my lines in ahead of time. I didn't on the tracker page, and I wasn't in the mood for figuring it out. So I just grabbed my habit tracker, metallic habit tracker stencil that I got from Erin Floto Designs. Jury's out whether it saved that much time, but it was meditative to be able to fill out or outline the squares like that. So that's what I'm gonna go with. And then at the bottom I added my monthly and weekly trackers. I do like having those. They line up with my goal sheets, goal planner, so I like to include them here as well, because I spend more time in my bullet journal than I do in my power sheets, so it's nice to have that reminder. And then something that I love to do is kind of collage / layering the stickers for a fun effect. And then I added those stripes just to tie into the previous layout. It was one of those things where I did it and I'm committed and I have to see it through. I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I do have a blog post that goes along with this. In my blog post, I talk more about how to manage creative journaling when you're just not feeling it. I also kind of touch upon what I'm going through in terms of feeling imposter syndrome. I know that might sound ridiculous to some people, but it's been almost paralyzing to the point where I haven't even filled out my power sheets. I barely used my May bullet journal setup. So it's something I'm working through and trying to figure out. If you're going through the same thing, please know you're not alone. If you've gone through it and come out the other side okay, I would love to hear how you were coped or how you got through it. You can let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate having you here. I know this video felt like a bit of a ramble, but that's kind of my headspace. I'm kind of all over the place right now. So thank you so much for watching and for subscribing if you subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.